Howdy, Immortallium here. Today I'm going to be doing a response to the question video that I put up last week, basically just answering the questions that you guys put up. So yeah, I've taken down the questions that you guys asked me. I'm going to be working from the first people to ask down to the last people to ask. You know, I think that's the fairest way. So first of all, Kyo Kosaka, I think that's the right way to pronounce it. What manga or anime has influenced your life the most? Well, people are not going to like this answer, I think, but I would have to say it would be Naruto. Now, my explanation for that is when I was young, I kind of viewed most other cultures as kind of backward and, you know, just kind of ripping off Western society. I even viewed that of the Japanese. And it wasn't until really that I saw Naruto that kind of made me change my opinion of it. Like, okay, I had changed it beforehand already, like to an extent, but it wasn't until I saw Naruto that I suddenly started to gain a level of respect for the Japanese culture. And like, not simply popular culture, but also like their writing system, their customs, etc., etc. And that then has also allowed me to kind of view other cultures like the Chinese culture, the Russian culture, the Arab culture, with kind of wider eyes, more kind of open to the ideas that they present. So I think that's a very important idea. So I think that's the biggest influence from, and of course it also made me want to watch more anime and get manga and all that, which has changed my life as well. But I'll get to that in a moment. Number 2, if you were to make a manga live action movie, Hollywood, what would it be? Well, in Animailer's question video, I said that a live action movie or TV series or whatever I would make would be Bacano. The only question is, since you put in the word Hollywood, I don't think that would necessarily work as a Hollywood movie, considering the levels of gore and the going, you know, back and forth in time and all that jazz. So if I had to make just some plain anime, a live action movie, you would, or a manga, I guess. Does it say anime or manga? A manga. Okay, so it has to be a manga specifically. So Bacano wouldn't even work there. In that case, actually, I would actually make this one, Adele and Her Love Song. It's not like a, you know, it wouldn't be a big budget action movie, it'd be romance and everything, but I think it's so well written, so well, you know, it's able to just provoke such emotions from you. I think it would be a perfect thing to make. The only thing is, of course, you know, it would be limited, I guess. Like, the males wouldn't necessarily want to be going to see it, but considering it wouldn't have that much of a budget, I'd say it could work, possibly. Okay, let's see. Isaac H2K11. What part of England? As a guy from the Midlands, I've never heard the accent before. Well, I'm not from England, I'm from Ireland. I don't have an Irish accent though. People tell me, they actually quite often ask if I'm British. The reason for that, I guess, would be because when I was young, while everyone talked Irish accents around me, I watched American and British shows, so I guess it's kind of gone a bit accent neutral between all of them. So, you know, I like that I've gotten a bit accent neutral. Now, obviously, this isn't completely accent neutral, but I have some kind of accent, but that's my answer to that. If you could live in any anime universe, which one would you choose and why? Well, again, in Animailer's one, I said it would be Kogias' universe, but that would depend on one crucial thing, and that would be if I had a Gias. I mean, if I'm in the Kogias universe and I don't have a Gias, I'm just going to be played for, you know, a chump. I'm going to be a pawn piece in a big, larger game. So if comes down to, like, you know, the universe where I'm just a regular citizen, a regular Joe Soap, Uh, Let me just think about that now, because when you look at so many animes and so many mangas, it's the main characters really that dominate, you know. So an anime universe. Does it say anime or manga? Just one second. Anime universe, okay. If I could live in any anime universe as a regular Joe Soap, I would be... I'm not sure. One that popped into my mind would be Planet A's, actually. If anyone's seen Planet A's, it's really awesome. It's kind of like a realistic science fiction series, and I think it would be a cool place to live in. Like, I think it's like 2070. They've established a colony on the moon. There's the Lunarians up there, who are twice as tall as normal humans because of the gravity, but they can't go to Earth because they'd be crushed under gravity due to the way their bones developed. And it's kind of just everyone working towards kind of spacefaring and all that jazz, and I think that's a cool idea. I think I wouldn't mind living in that kind of universe as a regular Joe Soap. Let's see. Yeah. So okay, Kurt Harris. Kurt Harris only asked one question. I'm not sure why. Kurt, you should have asked a second question, but I'll answer it. Let's see. Being a fan of manga, I'm interested in what music you listen to. Favorite band or genre of music? I don't really follow music, to be honest. The reason for that is I just find the price of them generally a bit pricey. I mean, you're paying like, okay, these days I think it's like 99 cents for a song, which is like €1. So like 5 songs would get you like a manga. Which would be more, you know, you'd use more time for that. I'm very much a time-based entertainment person. You know, when I look at something to buy, I'm saying to myself, you know, how much time am I going to be reading or watching that? So, and it's very rare when I'll spoil myself. Now, occasionally I will spoil myself. I spoiled myself for Puella Magica Magica, although I ended up watching that 4 times, so I got my value out of that. And that probably won't be the last time I'll watch it. I'll want to watch it with someone else as well, I'd say. But anyway, so yeah, I don't really follow music. Now, I must admit, I really do like the J-pop songs at the big opening of animes. I think they're really cool. I listen to them these days when I'm reading my manga. I have an iPod that was given to me by my sister, and she had like €80, you know, iTunes store card or something like that. So I got a few songs for like 20 or something like that, and it was the Bleach soundtrack thing, you know, the background kind of music, you know, that it plays when an action scene or an emotional scene or something happens. Soundtrack from Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, and then I think the first 4 openings of Naruto Shippuden, along with the corresponding endings. So I really do like that music. If I had to pick a specific band, though, there is an awesome band called Rammstein. They're a German band, heavy metal, I guess they be. But they're really awesome music. There's the song called Sane. And actually, I'll just tell you, before I started watching Naruto, I remember there was this, I was looking up music videos with Sane in them because I really wanted to, this was like over 2 years ago or something, and I was looking and I came across this one called Sakura Sane. So I went into it, and it's basically a music video of Sakura Haruno from Naruto fighting Sasori, and I was so amazed by the animation when I watched it. You know, there's this in particular, there's this bit where she grabs this kind of a monster kind of with a sharp mouth, and she kind of slows herself down as she's running and prepares to throw it, and there's all these dark lines that, you know, edged all around her, and it's just, I think, fantastic to look at. So that helped you know, make me interested in going to watch Naruto. I thought it looked awesome. So but I still look up, you know, there was this song I was listening to the other day from them called Mein Herz Brennt, which was also very good. They're German though, so I can't understand a word they're saying, but I guess that's not any different than the Japanese ones, is it? So yeah. From Halnan 1990. If you were to write a manga, what genre would it be and why? Well, it would definitely be a seinen. Because when it comes to shonen, while I really do enjoy reading shonen, I think I just like to touch on some darker ideas. And actually I have this idea for a story. Basically it's a huge science fiction epic dealing with religion and war and all that jazz, and I think it's a really cool idea. The only issue is how to get it down into a format that's actually entertaining. I mean, I wrote out the first chapter of it, and I don't know, it just seems a bit amateurish to me. I guess I could always rework it later, but I don't know, it's a very hard thing to do. I do intend to try to get it down somehow, because I'm always thinking about it. Not a day goes by without me thinking about that story that I've come up with. But yeah, if I had to choose, that would be the story. I'd pick epic science fiction with religion and war and racism and all that jazz. And I think it would work well in the manga format, but since, you know, I don't know any good artists, and, well, actually, that's not true. I know some artists, but none of them are interested in making manga. I just decided I'll try doing it as a novel, eventually. Next, what is it about manga and anime specifically you like as opposed to Western forms of similar media, e.g. comics and cartoons? I've been thinking about this question ever since I read it last week. This might go on a little while, just because I think here is a good point for me to kind of just give you, just to tell you how I got into anime. First of all, I've always been mad into animation, always, ever since I was young. I would watch, I remember I loved the Disney stuff, you know, I loved the Pixar stuff. And I remember when I was young, I used to always watch Ice Age 1. I was mad into that. You know, I would always rent it out from the store and watch it. I also loved Space Jam. I watched Space Jam actually the other day, and it wasn't nearly as good as I remember. It was just a Michael Jordan, you know, movie, basically. That's all. It wasn't even much about Looney Tunes. Anyway. When I grew up, of course, there was the Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh stuff as well. I was mad, and I was really, really into that, I remember. And Card Captors. Well, it was called Card Captors. You know, it was the butchered 4Kids version. But I didn't know that at the time, and I absolutely loved it. So, but as I grew up, I kind of, you know, as a teenager, I rejected animation because it seemed childish, you know, a lot of the stories, particularly because it was targeted at children. But I didn't let go of animation. As soon as I let go of Disney and Pixar and all that jazz, I immediately opened what I call the experiment. Now, it wasn't really much of an experiment, really. I got a notebook and a pen, and basically I'd already watched The Simpsons a lot, but there was these other American adult animation shows that I had heard of, which was it Family Guy, South Park, American Dad, Futurama, King of the Hill, and Beavis and Butthead. And basically I just kind of I watch episodes of that on TV, or rent out the DVDs and watch them, or buy the DVDs and watch them. And I just write down my opinions on each episode. Eventually I stopped doing that, but in the end I had come up with Family Guy's very poor after the first season or two. South Park is awesome. Futurama is awesome. American Dad is very good. Beavis and Butthead is good. You know, I actually like the movie more than the TV series. And King of the Hill is awesome. So it actually worked out as a very good experiment. Because I came across a lot of shows that I really liked then.